Sound? Oh, brother. Here we go.
There you go.
Well, wait, there's menu. Menu. That's just menu. You know what? I wonder if I have to just control the. I have to control it from here, from the output.
There's options. Menu options.
Let's see here. Blue light filter, color, image. Oh yeah. Oh, here you are. Right here. Good call. Volume down. Oops. I have to select it first.
Oh yeah. Going down.
I'll just keep it down because it's probably good. Cool. If anyone else wants to give it a shot, go for it. Not a bad little front end, not a bad little system there.
Got the A500 Mini with the mini tank mouse. And all the USB ports along the back and an HDMI for the video out. And a tiny, tiny keyboard. So tiny.
I know it's like I kind of wish it was functional, but obviously.
A lot of people say, "Oh, it doesn't work."
Yeah.
Right.
But it's kind of like, yeah, you can't really use it. I mean, maybe if you
it'd be hard.
You could use your thumb.
If I tried to hit that one letter and have like five of
Exactly,
them.
be fat
Yep.
fingering the whole thing.
Yeah, imagine trying to type out a lattice C program in that
Oh,
realm.
Yeah. Oh, lattice C. About that.
And some of the boxes.
To just sharpen your fingers in before you go at it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We're trying to play the game with arrow keys.
Some of the boxes for the things.
I don't know. People were complaining about this, but I think this is not bad at all. I mean, I've used one of the other ones, like the cheapo 9-pins, like the 8-bit dough brands. I think.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. And so, is it that one or retro bit? Retro. Those things are terrible. It's like a plastic shell. They are the cheapest thing that I've ever seen.
See, I buy them just for the cables, and then I cut the cables off of them and use them
that
for other
tells you
things.
anything. Yeah, exactly. That's not a bad idea. But this one seems to be relatively
Well, they get
put
so much
together.
requests for it, they sell those separately now.
Oh,
That's
really?
true.
Makes sense. Probably put whatever markup they want. Well, it is USB. It's not. You can't use it with the real Amiga unless you use the little adapter. I guess
Well, I'm thinking, these people all doing all these emulations of Pi and everything. Plug it right
Yeah.
in. And
Yeah, but I kind of looked at it and I thought, now, I think it follows the same shape. I don't know. Was the CD32?
yes, that's exactly.
Okay, and that's I was kind of worried about it because some of those, if you've ever held like a Jaguar controller or something, they don't fit in your hand very well and stuff. But that was not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Bring any other goodies?
No, I mean, some stuff left over from last time.
Oh, yeah.
Some other controller stuff, but I was really disappointed. I got this off eBay. It was like $40.
No way.
Because everyone had said good things about it, but I don't know. I wasn't real impressed with it.
Which one is that?
It's not a name brand. It's made by a custom guy on eBay, and I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't feel. Sometimes it's not responsive. And this is actually a second one he made me because he sent me back. Because the funny thing was, believe it or not, this sensor on here had a different pad or different. Anyway, it was complete. You barely touched this one. You barely touched this one, and it go down. This one was a lot more difficult. And so you would think that it would be, what's the big deal, right? But you're sitting there going back and forth between the buttons, and one of them's real easy and one of them's not. It's frustrating.
That's wild.
Yeah. So anyway, he was real nice and sent me another one. I mean, I sent it back, and he
Sounds
said,
like there's a quality control issue with the
yeah, well, he
switches
does
he's
it all
buying,
himself.
Huh?
He's like, yeah, sometimes we use different things, but I don't know.
Right.
It's just maybe it's just because I'm using a joystick. Used to using a joystick with those, but of course this Epix, they call it a Conix, I think in EU, Conix speaking, but it's the Epix here. It's wore out, and I don't know. I bought it secondhand.
No, yeah, those are everywhere. It seems like.
Yeah. Well, and they cramp. I used to like them whenever I was younger, but they cramp your hand.
Mhm.
I've been looking into like the ones that you got.
Mhm.
That he's got, what is it? Some kind of ultimate stick, or what is it? What's it
The
called?
monster stick.
Monster stick.
Mhm.
And that thing's probably the best one I've seen so far. But those aren't real cheap.
Yeah, they're not cheap, but
They're. Well, I
if you
mean,
like playing games.
that's exactly right. That's exactly
The
right.
buttons
So-
work great. And it works great. But I know you bring this. I brought it when you hooked it up.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, and it's. I might have to invest in some.
And he
of
makes a
those.
CD32 version with the right colors and the buttons and everything.
Now, whenever the last time I saw it was like a kit. Was it a kit that
You
you
build,
put
yeah,
together?
you have to build it yourself. But that wasn't too big.
Yeah, no big deal.
I got mine all together, 2 buttons wouldn't work. I was like, oh no. And I looked,
And
oh,
take
wait,
it apart.
that's orange, not red.
Yeah, that's good.
Is this just using the regular arcade joysticks and buttons? Or?
Well,
Yeah.
these are the ones, yeah, from our, probably the best buttons they made for arcade games. So
Yeah.
real responsive.
I think you can buy those. The same ones you buy at Micro Center now. That's whenever they.
Could be,
Yeah, but this one he sells it. It's a kit where he's already got the little plexiglass. It's already
Yeah.
cut.
Yeah.
And you can put it. But yeah, it's the you can. I think because I saw the guy's website. I was looking at it, and you could get. It's like the brand is Hari or something like that. It's a Japanese brand.
Japanese, yeah. So
Brand like
Japanese-
that,
Mm.
yeah, exactly. But you know, or you can use the same. They all use the same micro switches and stuff like you're talking about. But this is just kind of handy because he like gives you everything that you need. You just build the kit.
And you can get it in wood, and clear, and black.
Yeah.
And the buttons, you get every color in the rainbow, like the yellow, green,
Yeah.
blue, red.
Yeah, I got the start of one of those. I bought all the parts at Micro Center, but I got one of the tops, and it doesn't really fit. It has too many holes in it for too many buttons.
Yeah.
Didn't fit the joystick that I bought, so I had to drill some new holes and make them. But I guess back in the day, I used one of the Wicco bats,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And they cramp my hands now. I just can't. And
Yeah.
They were very heavy, and I guess there probably needed some lubrication in there or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the
Handle.
same thing. Some of those older ones. That's kind of reminds me of that, like this one, where it just doesn't hold up as well.
You know, there's a little plate that goes back to controls or directions. You got the regular 4-way thing, or you get the 8-way one. So you got 8 positions going around.
Yeah. You got it, Nick?
Yeah.
So I've got half of one already, but it's just not. I've used it, and it was better than I did better in the games than I ever did with my Wicco. but it's still not good. It's still not good.
So yeah, y'all missed the descriptions of this, I guess, on the live stream. But I've got this Amiga 2000 that a friend of mine repaired for me. He sat here and worked on getting rid of the corrosion there on the 68,000
Yeah, where the battery,
processor.
the Varda battery.
Yep, and
was
you
the
can see where the barf is. Oops, hi.
barf. I like that.
Yeah, it's a little bit shiny there, but if I hold my hand over, you can see there's a whole bunch of that corrosion there that got
Yeah.
undone. So we're going to give it a shot.
Is this a ROM switcher?
I believe so, yes. And there's also a spot for a third ROM, apparently, too.
That's yeah.
Just could not decide which ROM they wanted in here, I think.
Well, you know, wait a minute.
It's
This
funny
is-
because it's
this
not
is-
even
wait
a
minute,
slide
what-
switch, it's
what
just
is
a
this?
dip socket. This,
Actually, I think that this is.
oh yeah, that's a button on the front to
Yeah,
toggle
I
this.
think that this is a.
There's the button in front.
Oh,
Goes out to this old wire here.
I've heard of this before. This might be something where you use to toggle the. I don't know if it's the Paula or something, so that you can use a GoTech drive, an external Go. But I don't. I'd be curious. Now maybe I might be confused.
Yeah, it's from all the way back in 1988.
I'm gonna go real quick. See what this
So then basically, because this thing came with no internal drives whatsoever, bought an external one, though it was not the external I anticipated, because the one I've got back at home that works. This one I scored from Computer Reset. It was like the only Amiga thing I think that was ever in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so I picked up an Amiga 1000 plus this disk drive, and I think I got a 1084 ST, or 1084 in particular.
Yeah.
One of the stereo speakers, which is pretty sweet.
Oh, yeah, it'd be 1084S.
Yeah, the S.
Well, it's not the only thing in there, because I went just like a couple months ago, and they had the Ultimate 20.
Oh, the printer things?
Well, they had the Ultimate 20, and it was broken, but
Mm-hmm.
they also had the converter cards that you could plug in.
Oh, yeah.
For the Amiga, had a couple of them for the Amiga.
It's a good find.
Yeah.
This also came out of CR back in late 2018. I call it rusty because literally I had to take a broom to the inside of this thing,
That's
and the
hilarious.
whole back plate here was rusted out. And so it just all crumbled down and I swept it all away. The board was all covered in dust and I actually ran it under water and got it all cleaned off. So basically the state of this one is it seems like all the voltages off the power supply are correct. And now it's just a matter of why don't I get any video? So it could be bad address lines or it could just be a bad ROM. So I think it's just a matter of going through the usual diagnostic little flow chart with it now.
Good luck with that.
Thanks.
Let's get you working at this right here. According to this,
It looks like it also went scuba diving because you can see all the detritus here and all the missing keys and whatever. This is why I could use a new keycap set.
Is this a pet? Oh,
It's
it is a pet.
Yep. It's the 4032 with the
Yeah,
9-inch
I've always
monitor.
recently seen that, so that's the reason why I was
gosh.
like, yeah, but it was like all smashed, and there's like, I don't think I can fix this. So, but it was, yeah, this is in like it's mint compared to that.
Oh, no way.
So, how's
No.
it going?
Hey,
Hey, how are you?
doing all right. How are you? Yeah, somebody pulled another one out of there shortly after this one. It was totally minty looking.
Stands for "Get Out of My Face."
Oh, really?
And
regards to what?
It says GOMF or Get Out of My Face is a combination of software and hardware to help cope with the number of guru meditations that occurred with early versions of Amiga OS 1.3.
Oh, dang.
Badly written software, so I guess keep it from
Really funny.
crashing.
20 minutes before leaving, so
Okay.
So
anytime organizing.
Well, we got some new faces in here this time,
yeah,
huh?
no kidding.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. Welcome aboard.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'll fire this one up and see what it does.
Yeah.
Should be
yeah,
fine.
See if you get a.
See if
you
I get
know,
the-
workbench screen or something.
Yeah, ask me for the
and it'll
old
tell you. It should tell
workbench
you
disc.
depending on which. No, no. Well, no. Okay, it's got a pad on the bottom of it. I was gonna say, make sure it's not.
Right, make sure it's not going to short, definitely. Yeah, it's fine. So, it's funny because they didn't even put a switch on there. They just put a jumper, and it's like I could just replace this with a switch, I suppose. I got enough, switches back at the house.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. Okay, well, in any event,
Yeah, you just hook that up and go.
I guess I'll make sure that all these things are away from there.
Yeah. And that's the.
That's got the padding on it.
Yeah, no, that's the
Okay, cool. Here we go. Let's turn on the monitor. Now, this monitor is hilarious. You may remember this one from a prior stream because it
How you doing? I'm Chris.
has a rolling V-hold
Nice to
thing.
meet you.
All right, let me see. Let me make sure this is actually turned on back
You
here.
know, usually we have a lot more. Like last week, I brought a 4,000 stuff.
Yep, now that's
I
on.
just got this
Okay,
little
good.
Controversial thing that
Oh.
as a high school brought that in, whatever. He brought in a Rex 2000 that he got a while
Yep.
back, and I brought a Commodore PET. So
Sweet.
we just kind of throw stuff together.
Hi there. Can you see me?
Wedge guy, so I'm close to complete my wedge collection. I only need 600 HD and 600 HD/40.
Oh wow.
All 500s, all 1200s.
Okay.
So only two.
Yeah, no, that's good. I had one of those that wasn't working whenever I got it in a lot, and I ended up selling it for $100. I wish I hadn't sold that though, But hey, that's what happens. So.
The beauty of this one is that this is the only Amiga that fits in a two-unit rack. So I have a tray,
Oh.
Mhm.
the rack unit, so I can put it there.
Oh, yeah.
Besides that,
It
it's
slides
got
out.
2 meg chip RAM, right?
Yep.
I've got a 1,500, 1,200, 4,000, and let's see.
Your Mini?
2,500 and the 3,000. The 3,000 that's being repaired.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
I got mine to work.
Oh, goodness.
This one was in bad shape, so I had to send them all. There's 2 low level. I had to send them all off to get them done. So I
It's
don't
like
wanna
you're going to be
send them
jamming with this big old speaker, huh?
Oh yeah, I just only brought one because
Mhm.
you'll see in a moment why.
up.
Oh, sure.
It's so funny. I've got the same ones, the miniaturized, the 3.5.
I have those as well.
Yeah, I had those just because I wanted good sound. I went
We'll let him
to
get set up, I
Australia
guess. We'll try this one real fast, see
and
how it
I was like,
goes.
okay, I can't just get garbage ones. I want to step up, yeah. So I ended up spending $100 on them. And I'm kind of like, well, okay.
Okay. We have a power light.
Yeah. Those are about all the phones might be done. Oh, or the variated. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Not seeing a signal just yet.
I just
Might have to flip around some things on here. Who knows?
12 memory format. I don't know if I can do it, but it was so old,
Okay.
you couldn't do anything with it. So.
Yeah.
Good.
My 3000 only has that much corrosion.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. And
Place a few parts, put a few sockets.
yeah, if you could do that. yeah.
And just rolling signal, huh?
You know, this I had to send off. I was sending off the 1200 and the 4000.
It's a little bit scrambly, huh?
Because those
I wonder if we need to change the mode.
I can't do that. I'd mess it up. So I had a guy. I don't know if you know.
RGB, I think.
There's out in California.
Seems like it would be on the RGB one, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
but I had him do it. So I also sent him the 3000.
Yeah, because you got the RGB cable plugged into the back.
And he had to send that off to Chucky Hertel out in. Yeah, you know Chucky.
This is really funny.
Just getting a replacement.
So either gonna have to, yeah, he's gonna have to do that. So,
Right.
Yep.
but either way, hey, I got all the time in the world for that.
I'm trying to finish mine.
Yeah, looks like I might still need some help, I guess, huh?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's not trivial. But
Mm-hmm. Well, bummer.
May I try
how far
something?
drive
Sure.
y'all have to go to get out
What
here?
happens if we try and reboot it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Do the salute.
Live here, so.
Yeah, I'm not in Plano, so.
Doesn't look like it did anything on the screen.
No.
It'll cost a 129. Down 35. That's easy to do.
Yeah.
You can try
Well.
something else if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it. And also, we can try
I was like, do I
switching
want to
the
do CRT now?
dip switch on these ROMs and seeing if maybe there's just a bad kickstart ROM on this board.
Go on and see if
They,
both mouse buttons down.
Right now, they're, if you're out at Micro Center, they have
The
a new,
pre-boot screen coming.
I just found out someone posted it, I don't know if y'all are on the Commodore Amiga Facebook group, but someone posted, they have these AOC RAM monitors that will sync
Huh.
natively to the 15 kilohertz Amiga.
Hmm.
And so it's perfect, all you have to do is just build the cable or.
This one actually works with 15 kilohertz.
Oh, will too? Okay, yeah.
You don't
I
have
can't
a hard
find-
disk in here.
I
then,
can't
so
find any of them.
No.
I mean, I have another one.
So-
The
so
problem is
you
that you usually
expect
can
to
find those
see
because they're like.
an
I-
insert
I-
workbench
you want
disk
for
or something
three
like that.
aspect ratio.
Right.
We've
These are
done
like
it.
whatever, 60.
There is no sign of that. So,
It's going to
let's
widen
see
that
about
way.
something else maybe.
You just gotta stretch it.
Yeah.
We got in the back, it's hooked into RGB input. Now we got a digital, analog, positive, negative. Let's see if this thing
10.
will give us any different signals.
But I'm like, I don't.
It's in RGB mode. All right, let me know if it does anything, I guess.
I mean,
We're going to play with these signals back here.
LCD, you see that?
Yeah, we've all got that
Well,
LCD, yeah.
What is that?
Screen's flickering real fast.
Oh, yeah, sure enough.
Right there. I mean, I had to
We
bring
need
it
to change
It's
the
doing
view.
something, but not
if we need
anything
Not what we wanted to, huh?
closer or something.
interesting.
Yeah, there's no
And I'm tripping.
viable signal out of that one for sure. How about this one?
It goes dark.
Went dark, okay. Well, let's just flip back to the analog, I guess, because that's what we were doing before. So let's try the V-hold thing again. There we go.
Gray screen is the first
Okay.
thing I was getting through the first
Oh, Johnny, nice to meet you.
part of the boot up.
Yeah. Let's see what happens if I switch the ROM in here with the jumper.
So Amiga hardware.
Now there's two jumpers on here.
Oh, I need Amiga, but I don't know if this is
Let's see,
only
just for
or-
posterity's sake, I'll make sure to record what they are. It looks like this one.
Nice.
They're both to the right.
I was wondering what that was.
The camera needs to show it. They're both to the right, and I wish it would focus. So
I mean,
we're going to try this one here first.
Oh,
Originally, electronic music was created either with Atari or Amigas.
Mhm.
You know, you only have to have those.
Okay. So now we're on right left. I have no idea what this is going to do.
As long as you don't let the magic smoke out.
Yeah, for real.
The magic smoke.
see what happens.
So do you do a lot of pro tracker stuff and things like that, or?
A little bit of both. I mean.
Okay, it's the
mostly
same thing,
Octanet,
huh?
Octanet
Okay.
works best with MIDI.
Oh, okay.
Pro tracker.
I'm afraid so.
I don't know. I don't know anything.
I'm afraid
about it.
so.
Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I never use it. I enjoy the music and stuff like that, but I don't really know anything about
I
it.
used to do a lot of trackers.
Okay, well then we'll try
PC, right? So
putting this one back and then moving the other
I
one.
think it was 500 back
Yeah.
in the early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But I was too young to do anything with it. I mean, playing games, demo
Yeah.
scene and all this stuff, but I was too young to do anything meaningful.
Right.
Then I had a PC in 97.
It's very
and
finicky.
this is where I get
Should get my
into
jumper grabbers.
demo scene and a little bit
There we
and
go.
so on.
Okay.
See how this
Just
goes.
3 years ago. I don't know.
Yeah. That's how we all made that journey. I think.
Like
The
the
late
late
80s, early 90s was whenever, mine was the first A500. I couldn't afford a 2000 or
2000,
the stuff that went with
I
it.
never had a big box Amiga.
Yeah.
I
It was in a long mode.
I only had 500. Actually, my first ever computer that I've seen was 500 with a 1.2 gigabyte.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was
the
one
German,
too.
that was the German, whatever.
You tried the other modes back there. This one seems to be the
That was
best.
my first
Yeah.
computer that I ever touched.
I think it's looking like it's the most likely.
I got my 500
Let's try the other modes back in the back, I guess. I don't anticipate it's going to help though.
Like 600, 1200, no big box Amiga.
Jittery again,
flashes of colors, almost like a
gray
computer.
screen.
I always liked the big box because you could theoretically expand it however, but mostly it's just big and you don't really, you don't
All right, well, we got one more thing to try.
We have the other switch in there, right?
Yeah, there's that front
Well,
switch.
I wanted to
I would
try
imagine it's just the
uh,
RGB input though, and not the other ones.
software.
It's in
We
RGB.
used some of that. I've used that before with a time-based corrector and had a friend who had some of that stuff.
Okay.
This monitor should be
And,
fine because he
3D
sold this to me
modeling,
just a couple
which
months
is
ago.
lightweight, and,
Remember, he sold this one to me just a few months
I
back,
use
so
a
it should be
3D
fine.
programmer, so I didn't get on-
I don't think we're dealing with a bad monitor here at all.
for that as well, so.
Are you sure that's not the one I gave you?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, with the cracked screen. That
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bondo that up or something at some point.
You can use acetone.
Oh, acetone will just rebond it. That makes sense.
You guys figure anything out?
Not yet. We're just playing with the dip switches on here. Or not the dips, but the jumpers, I guess,
Yeah.
just to see if we can come up with a configuration that makes it do anything.
What is that?
That's a ROM switcher.
A round switcher. Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Between. What ROM
Did he
is
test it out whenever he cleaned up the?
I don't think he actually did test it out. I don't think he had.
The corrosion. Oh, well, is it,
The ability
is
to or
it
something.
looking for
This
a
is the
floppy?
monitor I got in the
Oh
mail.
my gosh, that's not
It
good.
had a bunch of pieces
But
broken
usually,
off.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And, yeah.
Doing the same
No,
circle.
right, sorry.
Oh yeah.
I thought
That's the worst, though.
Got the dog in there.
Hardware,
The
it
damage.
might freeze
Mhm.
because it's like it can't find it. Sometimes it gets a black.
Oh, now you can hardly even tell, huh?
Yep.
Beautiful.
So you think it'll even if it
It
doesn't
was
have
the
hardware
old
hooked up?
acetone trick will just melt it back together.
Just
Oh, yeah,
stick
yeah.
it together.
I mean, there's nothing to say
Acetone
you
really,
have to
really
argue.
slowly.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, not a hard trick,
actually had
but
to
I mean,
sand it
sometimes it
because
looks
it's-
for
it was kind of rough on
BF0.
that side.
Yeah, that
So
makes
it's not
sense.
exactly color match because you have to sand the plastic. But
Mm-hmm.
There's also the I don't know the
It'll
different
work out.
jumper settings.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
There is a jumper setting that asks you if you have a DF1 hooked up.
Yeah.
Let's get this gimbal to flip around here.
I wonder what would happen if you disconnect the floppy and just boot it up that way.
Sure, we could try that too.
You want to try this jumper setting first? I don't think we ever tried that.
Yeah, we haven't tried this one first.
Okay.
So everybody's on the left now.
I'm trying to. There's only chunks. What he's trying to keep chunks.
Yeah, it seems like it jumps every few seconds. It's trying to do something.
When you flip the switch, I almost felt like I could see something in there from nowhere.
Hmm. You want to try it again with the negative digital mode? I tried the horizontal, or the vertical hold. Never really quite straightens it out.
I see something. It says Amiga right there.
What did that do? Nothing.
Nothing really.
This is analog. This monitor is good, right? I've never heard of it in 2002.
Yeah, they,
Yeah, it's next to impossible to find any information about it.
Yeah, I've got it's like a
I still haven't got
1940.
it. I ordered already twice the ROM.
Oh, Mark Seidel says hi.
Oh, okay. Hi, Mark.
Okay.
And they don't work?
No, actually, so I need to get the new Kickstarter.
It's trying to do something.
because
Can you
this one
adjust
is
the
already
vertical
Kickstarter
hold?
that doesn't support the
Yeah, turn it up.
HD.
Okay.
There's a V height back here.
So I can only play with the floppies. I have 40 on them,
It's
right?
vertical.
terrible to worse.
With the hard drive, so.
You got all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Huh?
You got
Yeah,
all
I
the-
do,
okay.
but the thing is, I ordered already
Got a
twice.
bad
from different
connection
sellers,
or
and they always
something.
cancel the order.
Oh, these were the, yeah, you're the one that asked for the 400.
No, that was the other guy for that one.
Yeah, the percussive maintenance, right?
Yeah, well, it looks like it has been dropped.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I dropped it.
it's the best situation, but I did have the 800, which,
Well, let's see. So we'll put everything back the way it was.
Continued to work
I think
after
they
I
might
dropped
have
it.
those.
Mhm.
I haven't
Yeah.
gotten rid of it.
Except for,
Oh, this was yours?
Get 2 extra pins.
yeah, I gave it to Stephen along with my 4,000 or
Yep.
something like that, yeah.
2 extra
You
pins.
gave him the
Well, I
4,000?
sold it to him.
Okay,
Cost
'cause I was
him.
like, man.
Yeah, that would have been a good deal, huh?
Yeah.
Sell it or something like that, yeah, I wouldn't.
I brought this with me with the 4,000 just to
Put some
prove,
ROMs in there.
Here we go.
just to prove to him that it
That it
worked
worked.
and
Everything is good.
everything was good.
Good. I just need to use it.
Back on the right side too. Let's see. I guess you suggested without the disc, huh?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I've got some that I need to try to get rid of as well.
Mm-hmm.
I managed to put them all in. So I didn't know-
Yeah, I managed to get
Anywhere
rid of a
from-
compact portable not too long ago.
Mark Scola?
1.2s and-
I don't know, I haven't heard from him lately.
I honestly
Still jittery and no signal, I guess. Let's flip this back to.
There it goes.
Well, it looks like it's.
We're back to where we were, now we got the study
Mhm.
screen.
What's next?
Strange.
Making noises like it's like a floppy, looking for a floppy or something.
Yeah. Gives you that impression, doesn't it?
Is the floppy actually clicking?
Is there a disc in there? It sounds like it's reading.
No, it's not a disc in here.
No, so if you make it through all the startup, the floppy always flips between one track and the next track.
Mm.
Yeah, but it sounded like it was going. It wasn't just a click, like it was sitting there. It
Did
was
you
like
see the wonderful case modification that was done on this?
Oh, no, that's what it sounds like.
They hacked
It's
this
just
middle
back and
part.
forth between one track and the next track.
I guess trying to stick a
Okay.
bigger drive in there.
What's the little button for?
Oh,
Yeah,
whoops.
you can run
This button goes along with this device.
something during the
Turn
startup.
off.
The ROM switcher. Oh.
Yep. Well, not quite the ROM switcher, but it's as Chris was just describing, this is the Get Out of My Face 3.0, which is a device that's supposedly there to correct a bunch of errors with the
faster than what I'm used to. Because I'm used to. Yeah, I'm just gotten used to the
Workbench 1.3, I believe.
Hmm.
Looking for a drive.
Does anyone
Combination of some hardware and
have
software
the
things.
Same thing like 1200 with button only one? RCA?
Yeah,
Left
I don't know
one
for sure,
usually.
but.
Yeah, tried unplugging the disk drive just now, and unfortunately, that didn't seem to help it.
500 for sure, you need to have a line cable.
Yeah. I thought something was broken the first time I did that.
Well, it's too bad. I'll have to get back in touch with David, I guess, and we'll have another look at this thing.
That's not right.
Oh, did you see you got it from David or?
No, I got it out of the closet, and David fixed it up for me. And not a big guy, but there's about 10,500 Davids.
No kidding. Yeah.
Wasn't me.
No, not you.
If you don't mind, can I get your name and email address and I'll put you on our distribution list?
Absolutely.
Step right over here.
Oh, cool.
We'll do some music if I will make it work.
Awesome sauce.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear some music, man.
This will be fun. We can use some tunes.
Let's see what responds to keyboard.
California Games is one of the ones that I actually played on the 64.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will give you my driving license because I'm sure
Okay.
it'll be easier this way. WOJ is my first name.
And that's your last name?
Yes.
That's your last name.
If that's the last name.
Oh, you have a keyboard? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I guess it's okay because it's. I mean, it's better than not.
Better than
having to
nothing,
having to
that's
hook
for
up,
sure.
having to hook up a keyboard.
Oh yeah, well maybe. Seems like it's not that hard just to put in a USB driver for something.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like I can't.
Yeah, you can't touch those buttons. You can just stylus or something. Guess it's time to get out the singing logic probe and seeing if the address lines are iterating through anything or if one of them stuck or something. 'Cause I'm sure that with the battery damage, there's some corroded trace in there.
Okay, easy.
We just don't know
It looks like
about.
you changed the processor socket.
It did change the socket for sure.
Did you change the EEPROM socket, do you know?
I don't recall. I can't imagine, but if it looked bad, he probably did.
Good to know. I was trying to confirm that on Facebook because I didn't know that this is happening.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much.
You want to try popping out the goodies and
ROM indirect.
yeah, seeing if it'll.
One thing is, and I may be wrong, this LED light is not turned to full brightness. That usually comes
lot
on and it
brighter.
goes brighter when it's ready to kick on. Of course, hopefully that doesn't mean the power supplies. That's how.
Right.
An oldie one there, one with all the holes, yeah. The later ones had louvers on them.
System's a bit more difficult to take apart, huh?
Well, let's see. You got most of the stuff gone. I don't see anything. There's no screws here in the front.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that would be a restriction is the power connection. That's not usually not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the back, there's screws holding. Yeah, one right there.
Yeah, mostly this one and that one to hold it in.
Okay.
The other two are gone. Looks like.
We can give it a shot if you want to.
Mm-hmm. You can just get a multimeter and start probing around for at 5 volts exactly.
We'll just take one of these two rounds and stick it in there. And
Mm-hmm.
let's see. Yep. That should be too much to do.
Mm-hmm.
What that Phillips screwdriver.
Yeah, I'll have to go grab some from the electronics room. Meanwhile, looks like I got some music to check out.
Nothing too fancy, just the Octamed standard.
I guess. But yeah, Sal would have loved this.
Alright, so
Is
that,
Octamed, is that just MIDI stuff that?
no, it's you can use samples. I mean,
Okay.
actually, it has also this synth thing that you
Mhm.
can try and make some stuff.
Oh wow.
But I'm primarily using it for this stuff, so it's going to be needed. So let me set up this guy.
Sal's missing out. He should have been here.
I
He
know.
had that Octobed going last time he was here.
Y'all don't know Sal, do you? You probably
No,
don't know him.
I'm first time here, so.
Oh, okay. It just sometimes people get referrals from other people, and they kind of know, the Amiga community is pretty small, and you get to even the world. They know, where they.
Well, it's great when you meet someone from somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
I was working in Circuit City, the guy coming here, and he said he needs a printer. And I was like, okay, what kind of need? He said, well, it's probably for something you've never heard of. I said, oh. And he was from New Zealand. He was just visiting him and needed a printer for his computer. And he said, I got an Amiga. I said, well, you're talking to the right guy. I can help you.
Should have messed with him. What's that?
He said, well, maybe you can tell me where I can get a monitor. I said, I sure can. Took him over to electronic discount, and we picked out.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Have you guys seen the new Zulu SCSI thing?
I don't think so. Is this thing
Oh,
line turning
so-called
around or what?
Azul SCSI as well.
Oh, as opposed to blue SCSI, it's
I'm the
Azul.
one
That's
who
pretty
said
funny.
everything's fine, and then I
but
trip over
you
it.
can imagine that there's always some drama in retro community. So,
Oh, yeah,
I
exactly.
know.
so
I
the
mean,
blue SCSI guys were
Mhm.
upset that this guy's called it Azul SCSI because for whatever reason,
Sure.
so
Well,
they
in a
had to
different
change the
language.
name to Zulu SCSI.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
basically, it's the same. This is SCSI to SD,
Mhm.
and they use the same adapter because they basically follow the same
Mhm.
thing. And you have the SCSI commands taken from the SCSI to SD source code. And basically the idea of the virtual hard drive is taken from the blue SCSI. So basically you get the virtual hard drives from the blue SCSI, the way how it is basically the same, but everything else is SCSI to SD. So
It sounds. I've got one that does it's like a compact flash to SCSI that I use that has removable compact flash, but it's the same idea, you know. But it was an external thing also, but they don't make them anymore, and they're hard to find.
this is the older stuff. This is
Yeah.
right now we have RAS SCSI, blue SCSI, Zulu SCSI, and SCSI to SD. So this is the
And
four.
so do you just hook that up to the back, just your
Yeah, this is
the
SCSI.
external?
Yeah.
Okay, external SCSI then. Yeah.
So, I mean, you can do it both.
SideQuest case.
Okay. Yeah.
You can do it both because you can actually have. This is the internal
It's
one.
a 50 pin, right?
Yeah, this is a 50 pin. For whatever reason, I couldn't make the 25 pin work, so I'm using the 20 to 50 to 50.
I wish I'd known you're coming. I just bought a bunch of 50 to 68 adapters off of eBay.
So yeah, I can use it for whatever.
I must have
Literally
seen
had
the
to move 'em to
project,
get the
I went
cat
and
out
bought a
here.
SideQuest box just to put my SCSI into, just like that one.
Yeah,
So I saw somebody's post somewhere on.
I'm also like, yeah, I was with, that was me because just use the existing case, just put it.
Yeah, yeah. no,
Got it with
It was
the
great because
previous stuff and just do it this way.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I've got one that's like that, but it's a 5 1/4 inch that's meant for a CD-ROM.
Mhm.
Or,
Yeah, it's usually the only ones you can
Such a
find.
great looking case of the real SideQuest case.
yeah. I used to have a SCSI with a tape drive,
Mhm.
DAT tape drive.
Mhm. Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, so.
Digital audio tape. That's what they
Yep.
What it stood for? I don't know. All I know is
The
I got a
DAT.
copy of it. It was the guy's BBS, all his wares that he had on there.
Oh, nice.
So I had all kinds of stuff on there.
Now, do these DATs care if it's digital or analog? I mean, is there just magnetic tape at the end of the day, or are they just really picky about the format?
I have no idea. All I know it was kind of mad. It was slow,
Mhm.
but you could get anything you needed off of it, like massive. Because remember, back then it was like the biggest thing that you had was, I think I had a 40 meg hard drive in my old 3000,
Mhm.
and this thing would hold like it was like a gig,
Right.
1.3 gig or something like that. And so it was kind of magic on that deal.
It was DAT versus mini disc.
Hmm.
Sony had the mini disc thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know about those.
Yeah, they were like, the mini disc took off in Japan and didn't catch on too well here. And they got the like 1.3 gigabytes on that little disc.
That tapes were used primarily in the studios back then
Mhm.
Oh, really?
because it was cheap.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get it digital.
The tapes were cheap. I remember the guy because I used to, the guy who ran this BBS, the boiler room. I remember back in the day, and he was like, I was like, well, hey, he goes, I'll make these tapes for you. And I was like, I want to say I paid him like 40 or 80 bucks or something, which for a college kid or a high school kid, that was a lot of money.
Right.
And so I said he sent me all the tapes and stuff, and
Yeah, when I first had the Amiga, the MP3s come along, some guy said, I can put those on a CD for you. I said, what? Really? How many would that be? It's it's like 10 hours of music. And sure. He did it, and he brings it to me, and it's like, $28.
wait a minute.
I thought, okay, sure, I'll touch your all. I told him I wanted it, so.
Yeah.
But it was such amazing. I put that in. I had that little clamshell CD drive on the Amiga. Put that in there, and play music all day. Never hear the same song twice.
Wow, that's cool.
Seems to work. Like I said, I just put everything together in like 20 minutes before leaving, so I just need to test everything works. Oh, it doesn't. Okay. Let's do that. All right, we have
Nice.
sound. Now to make this to talk to this. For that we need this.
Goodies.
I don't know what happened in the last couple of years, but it seems like those, retro computers have some resurgence in terms of people making music again with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Usually with MIDI stuff like that.
There's just been a general resurgence, I think, anyway.
Yeah.
Definitely retro computing. But I just laughed whenever you said there's some drama in the Amiga community. That's one of the things that I always see.
It's not only Amiga.
Is it really?
Because again, this is not primarily.
Yeah, Blue SCSI is anything and everything, like Mac people too and whatever.
Well, I guess I just mean the community in general. Well, because the reason I say that is because we go to any of the forums like Amiga.org or the English Amiga board or any of those other ones, or even the Facebook group, the Commonwealth Facebook group. You just get people that are so opinionated and so like assholes that they'll just come out and they'll just say whatever and they don't care, and it's just so funny. Some poor guy, it's really funny. Of course, this stupid thing, they've been talking about it for months, whatever, or whatever since it came out. And so some guy gets on the Facebook page and says, "Hey guys, just didn't know if you guys had seen this thing." Of course, it created so much division.
Oh my
It's like,
gosh.
oh, it's not a real Amiga. Of course, it's not a real Amiga. It's a freaking Raspberry Pi or whatever. It's just emulated or whatever. And this poor guy who didn't even know, he just posted, "Say, you guys seen this? I just thought I'd drop this by." And everyone's like, "Where have you been? Under a rock?" And
Sure.
all kinds of stuff. And he was like, "You guys are crazy." And it was just really funny. It's just like I was just like, that's just the typical Amiga community with
Well, some people like to generate that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We had a guy,
Keyboard warriors.
when I first got into Amiga, there was a guy whose name was David Korn. And I could say to some of the people I would fool around with the Amiga, I could say David Korn, they'd be going like, "Where is he?" And that's all he'd do. He'd come on and he'd just say bad things about the Amiga, saying down. And yet, every time I went to any kind of the shows,
He
he
was
just
always
forward.
there.
There he'd be. I mean, if he hates us so much, what's he doing here?
You guys are the only ones that'll listen to him.
That was pretty funny.
Keep waiting for it to break out into Axel Foley.
I wonder if this thing has another
Get ready.
Yeah.
wire that goes elsewhere. It seems kind of funny that all it does is.
Get it to work.
Well, this must plug into something like down here, I guess, and then that would be it.
I still remember how to do this. That's the question.
And it's not like anyone's watching, though, right?
No.
It's-
Hello, YouTube.
no pressure. Yeah, no pressure.
Chris, do you want to hold the magical gimbal?
Not really, but hey.
Be right back. We're
All
gonna
right.
go look for some screwdrivers and things.
Gotcha.
Very early.
Mm-hmm. This is all the Varda bark back there now that this big chassis piece is gone.
SD card, it's hard because you have to use some imaging files, whatever you do on isolate the card. That's why.
And there's a bent pin on the ROM switcher.
Yeah.
So we're trying to remove
that's
one of the
right.
ROMs from it.
Yeah, that one right
Do we want to try to straighten it out, or?
I got it straight.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So we're just going to
Yeah.
plop that back in as it is.
Checking the others, make sure they weren't, but
Mhm.
That's something to do before we go back in.
Yeah, no doubt.
Let's see if we get this. Seems like it's being held extra firm on one side, and the other side just popped right out. There we go.
Cool.
And let's see. There's the
I'm gonna
ROM.
look at the pins on the ROM itself. It's like one of them got misaligned at the end.
Oh, I see it right here. Yeah.
Kind of not surprising when you're pulling things out. It's oftentimes difficult.
I just like the idea of making a HTA file and doing UAV and not having
Wow.
figure out how to convert it to an IMG because you can't write HTA.
See, this had a
By the way, just.
nice problem.
Oh yeah, big time. It got a lot of Varda barf on it.
Two drives that are here.
Yeah,
I copied from Rascali. I just got them on the
yeah, that's what I wanted.
SD card and put it in the Rascali. It's all interchangeable. You can use Rascali, Rascali, and
Have you seen this computer work?
No.
Oh, okay. We're treading in new worlds here.
We are. Yeah, I figured that with the battery damage on it, probably not even going to be a chance before we undo any of that stuff.
This is like the best game ever.
Everybody says, I was like so off track every single time.
Yeah.
And I could not.
I remember this game. What was the
Stunt car racer. Or I think over
Pop that in there. Isn't it always fun putting these big 40 pins in there?
It's one of the two. In one of the places it was stunt car race, the other one was stunt track race. Yes. But as we all know, most games came from Europe. If you wanted, you know, a lot of them did. So.
And
Cool. What about the one in the very back?
is there one not
Over
in?
there.
Looks like there's one that might be hanging out.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at this. No, I guess that's fine actually. It just, well now wait a minute, no, it bent in on itself.
Oh, I did this. Yeah, I missed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're gonna have to pull that back out and start over, I think. And let's hope, let me get you like an actual pair of pliers or something, you can straighten that leg out.
And I lived in small town Texas. There was no Amiga anything, any computer stores. So I mean,
That was a dangerous game. Alright. I think the leg got bent in on itself.
Oh, I see it.
Mm-hmm. Let me get you a pliers.
Get some needle nose, maybe.
Yeah, you want to hold this and then
yeah, honestly,
get you
I'll
the
try
pliers?
if I
Okay.
try not to
You know where Coleman, Texas
do anything too weird with it.
It's about 6,000 people at the time.
By the way, Sal says hi, he's watching the live stream.
This is
Okay, cool.
Betty.
Hey, Sal. But one of the things I mean, you couldn't find software at all. And it was
The fun of ROMs.
So basically, it was mail order. So that was one of the reasons why I wanted it. Other than the best graphics, it was like it was always because I didn't have any money. I was like a pirate all the games for the Amiga as well.
For us, it was like there was a lot of places where you could go and get some stuff. We used to go. There was a couple of computer stores that could get everything.
And where are you originally from?
Poland.
Poland. Okay, awesome.
So yeah, and usually DMC was quite big as well. So
Yeah.
early on we were pretty much hooked up with the DMC and demos and stuff. So. I think I mostly enjoyed the crack throws before the game.
Oh yeah. Oh, those are so good. Yeah.
Sometimes I like those, and sometimes I hate those.
It depends. Yeah. Sometimes.
So, I have this on the conversation all the time, right? I got a untracked version of Ghostbusters, since a long time ago, and I remember how it boots up, how it sounds, how it hits the error, and the screen that comes up. Every other version I had since then has been
This one.
That's not what see?
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of depends.
So I did find the version of it to go to the nibble copy back. I said, oh yeah, this is exactly what I remember.
Oh yeah. No, that makes a big difference whenever you're.
There's a few like that.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
I think for the Amiga, Hybris, I think that
Oh,
was
yeah.
a US game.
Yeah. No, Hybris was. I don't think it. Well, that was released all over. The
What is
original
that
developers.
chip you have there? Is that
Because he
the
did
wrong
they did
chip?
Al's pliers
Yeah.
also.
Have you a needle nose pliers?
Ooh, perfect.
But
Mm-hmm.
I thought-
I can take this too.
As the music starts up, it runs the disc back and forth in time with the music.
There were two wrong chips on the four.
Blow my mind.
yeah,
Is that the 4,000?
It's a switcher.
yeah, that was the whole.
Switch between 1.3 and 2.0. Or, yeah, the other one that's still on there is the 2.0. I know that for sure. This looks like the right number for 1.3.
The one that I always
Might be a
had-
1.2.
Yeah, the one that I always had with from high risk always is come on, you know, it always had the little dancing words and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was almost like cracked my cortex on it.
I think that is the one that I have.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it
let's
only,
make sure that one's
it
right.
only just prevented it from not being able to load.
Yeah, well, they had to do special stuff. Well, I mean, that's like all the psych. I was a big psychosis guy. I liked, you know, Shadow
Yep,
series.
it's looking better.
Yeah. But that was one of the things that they would, yeah, it was so good, but one of the things is they, you know, whenever they dry crack, which that was one of the ones that I bought. It came with a t-shirt and also, I had to go to California to get it though. But anyway, it had.
There's one on the end that's still kind of bent in and angled.
I see it. Yeah, that's one.
To make it fit on the discs and stuff, they cut out a lot of the intro movies and stuff like that. So
I hated the times where you got the cracked version.
It's looking better. Wish this thing would focus. I'll have to zoom out probably.
Basically, you could play the game.
There we go. There's a few of these towards the end that are kind of smushed in.
Yeah, right here.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
You want me to give it a look over? Okay, let's see what we got. That looks pretty good. Second one's maybe in just a touch. Let's see from this side.
A group of several of them, get them lined up.
Mm-hmm. You got the
Which one do you want? This here?
top one is a bit in
Okay.
from the other ones. I think that. Oh yeah, the bottom. So the second one over from the right on the bottom side is still sticking out a little bit, kind of
Okay.
be pushed in. Cool. Let's see. I'm gonna put this on the tripod, I think.
Any luck?
See if I can do this on the table. Alright, bear with me, this is gonna get squirrely, I'm sure. Good. Now, we're gonna set this in a weird way, I think. Go like this, and go like this. I'm gonna flip around the camera so that y'all see me. Hi. Alright. The worst. This is why all my videos have been going on mute. So I said, okay, cool. So let's put it
Yeah, that's what I was trying to.
down here. Let's see, don't turn this on. Okay. Oops. Here's the camera. There we go. All right, now you get the needle nose. Cool. All right, let's think that.
I used to play a lot of sensible loaded soccer.
It's overall pretty good. I'm gonna move that back in a touch.
Settlers, worms. Funny thing is that we played worms on the mouse that had broken basically the guy that we used to play with and the cat chewed occasionally. So we only left the
Okay.
button there. The funny thing is so
Third
he
one
was
moved
helping,
back in a
he
bit.
missed nothing, right? And you couldn't even move the guy, you know, because the mouse body was working. So, but we somehow got so good at it, basic with just the, you know, regular.
See if I can just take a big group of these and kind of move them in.
Side of the-
Down to the side of the map.
Yeah.
twirling it up, which makes sense. It's a bumper. The physics on this is pretty good.
This one pin is very sad, that's for sure.
Everyone's always talking about it.
You can even feel the difference when playing on the CRT versus you when playing on, double scale. The lag is good. You can
Oh,
feel the
yeah.
lag, right?
Yeah.
It's not
That's always been a problem. Even when playing Super Mario Brothers on an LCD or something, it's like there's enough lag there that'll get you killed because it doesn't time it quick enough.
So let's see about popping this in the
A
system.
lot of these TVs will have like a game mode. Since this is a monitor.
Now, it's gonna go into which socket again? I don't see it. This one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So
cool.
there's a dent right there.
Yep. So then, do we see anything on camera? No, I don't think so. Pan this down a bit more. Also, just have this stick up a bit more.
Where are you from in Poland?
Okay, we seeing anything?
We have,
There's what we're going for. Now we just match the notch to the notch.
From Kharkov.
Okay, cool. This is where I should grab my other phone and get the light.
Okay, yeah, I'm waiting here. How long you been FaceTime?
This thing gonna turn on. Here we go.
Okay.
So here's this. Sometimes these are the worst.
Yes, one thing about the
You guys have these
newer computers, you just download the software and
Mm.
write it to the ROM.
What is it?
Yep.
What is that? I've heard that before.
So it is,
Okay.
this is an adapter that you plug in your PC and regular coffee drive.
That's what I think is the
They did a
trick.
good job. They're all
Looks
in.
like everything's in.
Mm-hmm.
Copy in and shoot.
Well, I'm worried about that back one now. I might just kind of abort this and start it over.
Your PC and you can read and write from media
It
disk.
missed.
So you can use some,
I think the back ones were a little bit worrisome. Back here, I might try to squeeze those in a little bit more.
Yeah, chip shortage.
Okay. So, kind of pinch, pinch.
When I first started getting back into Amiga stuff, it's like gens out it or yens out at individual computers. He was like the only one doing anything. Now there's all kinds of people making hardware.
Okay.
So I don't know if some of that stuff's come.
Yeah, kind of just squish it up there, push as hard as I can on that side, and then push it down on the other side and kind of hope things line up. Looks like they did, so let's squish it down.
I think that's similar. I've got the plastic 520.
Okay,
Yeah, look, you got it.
good.
but that's it. I think the ACA 500.
ACA is on the side.
Yeah, this one's on the side also.
You looking good, gang?
But I bought it from Amiga.
Of course that happens. All right, let me flip the camera around and we'll get a close look at that. Unhook it from the tripod. Okay, here is our ROM replacement. I think that we can have confidence in the pins being in there.
ACA 500 also has a slot on the back, which you can plug in the 400 accelerator.
Yeah, everything looks nice and flush. Okay, cool. So then, at this point, we should be good to turn it on, huh? And if it's gonna work, then it's gonna work.
Yeah, no, anything. Yeah.
Also on eBay, like every single reading forward.
Oh, well, okay.
Let's see, Sal wants to know, is this switcher and hardware switch or a soft hold down 3-finger salute switch? It's a hardware switch, I believe, due to the where'd it go? This guy here had little jumpers on it. There's a jumper up on the top, and there's a jumper on the right side as well. And so those are your switches for some reason. I don't know exactly what they're doing.
How you hook it up on the PC?
And then,
Ready?
Okay, so it is USB.
yeah, I think we're ready to go.
Most modern motherboards don't have a
And Sal says he also takes all the needle nose pliers across all the pins on one side and uses them to line up all the pins.
I started on this like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I've actually built my own.
I think that's a solid plan. Oh yeah, we're gonna go to town with it. Bated breath. All right, the screen came up. Still
just because I want to know.
not showing anything, unfortunately.
So I wear the microcontroller to do it, and there's reasonable better packaging.
Yeah,
We're on the RGB mode, I take it, yeah.
LED is not going to bright.
The power LED still didn't like pulse as nicely as you think it
Well,
should.
you see it's dim. That's usually what happens when you turn to 2000. It'll be dim, then it'll go bright, and that's when things will start happening.
I see.
I have a flash floppy here, the HTX is the another.
It's the other one. I have a different flop emulator that I bought.
So you see that there's a prognosis going on that's a tell with or a symptom exhibited by the power LED that seems to say that this thing is still in a bad way.
So it's kind of like, that stuff was expensive too. So it's kind of like, and then all this newer stuff came out, that was half the cost. And the newer ones I've got even have like a little LCD screen. In fact, I can bring it.
Let's see, what else?
I've got a little screen conversion kit.
Definitely ruining this vehicle.
I bought several of them, and then 'cause for my other GoTech, it's not compatible. It's going to take a lot of work to make it. One of them I switched it out, no problem. The other one, it's like it's missing like some, I don't know, something that I'm going to have to
Don't
do a
understand
lot of
that.
work. I'm just like, no.
That is too bad. Let's see. I guess another thing we might check is the voltages.
It depends on, yeah, I mean, if you know what's on it. But to me, I put
So,
all the
let's
names
see.
on it. And then, okay,
Straighten this tripod up enough to not have it knock into the computer. Doesn't seem like it. Bummer. I'll just hang it there, I guess, and then we got the multimeter.
I usually go by, this.
I mean, I guess it's got to be fairly close to 5 and 12 anyway, but
I'll just follow the disc card. Yeah, 50 discs. I mean, they are there. Don't pick them on the.
I can imagine that the blue wire is going to be ground.
I just go for the discs. I got the floppies and I got the.
And
And I keep
this guy here,
my thousands of
don't see that yet.
Maybe that's why this is so appealing to everybody, because it has all of
Okay.
this together.
Yeah, and that's just a few things.
And it's in space.
And this is 11.11, which seems a little bit short of the mark.
Just like I've got this thing that's like.
This is 4.68. Which might be within tolerance, but I'd still really like to see it closer to 5. 11.11 seems like that's not going to be enough.
Yeah, that
Entirely possible.
LED not going brighter is the first thing I think of.
That's a symptom for you for sure, huh? So this might be a trip to looking at the power supply, and maybe it's time to replace the caps or something like that in there. And
Let me see what will turn it off. I want to see if that floppy drive actually does any kind of reaction. This drive.
I'm never going to run.
here we go. So Sal says that these voltages are actually correct under load. So he wants to also try the 2.04 ROM.
I think they say like some of them are like 8 discs and they have to swap every time.
No reaction at
Well,
all.
and now that you mentioned that, yeah, that is good, because my problem has always been, yeah, with the cross-DOS or whatever, you could write, you could do everything Amiga and PC on one side, kind of, it wasn't that easy. But over on the PC side, we're on
Should
the
you be
ABS
feeling
and
something
stuff.
there?
I'm just feeling if it clicked or making any kind of a
On those Amigas.
reaction at all. I'm not feeling nothing.
Copy them over to some kind of SD card, so that's really, I'm glad to know about that thing. And
But it's also a lot
So
more
here we go with
research. I'm also working
the backup battery.
more.
Make sure we don't lose our stream here.
You know, my friend had it at his house 20 years ago. The previous owners left it behind.
Then
And he let it sit in the attic for the last 20 years. And he finally
Sal wants
got
us
it
to try out the
He
other
said,
ROM.
Yeah, okay, I'll look at it.
Just rule out all the situations, I guess. So we still don't see anything on the screen. Might as well turn it off and try to swap it again.
It's the floppy drive because of the plastic is broken and the cam thing is broken. So I've got to move to the clock.
So you're thinking it's the wrong switcher that
Well, the
was
keyboard's worn out, so I
getting it?
Maybe we're just trying to rule out all
Okay,
the
yeah,
possible scenarios.
Anyway,
And I want to keep that there where it was. I guess I'll flip this around. Actually, no, that was fine. I'll just point it like this, I guess. Make sure they can see something interesting on screen. It won't show up there for another 30 seconds or so. Yeah, so there we go. Let's hook this out.
All I did with my Amigas because I bought the first one like 3 years ago. And then I was like, hey, maybe I can fix one of these stuff. So I got or 5, 500, another 5 or 1200, and bulk shapes and take them all this price and
All my fixes.
I've done that.
Okay.
I've put them on.
This wire's not connected.
Oh no. Oh, that's weird.
Oh.
Ugh.
And now that just popped out.
And that's a jumper thing. I know that some of those,
Components that I've kept.
some things always had to be connected to this to work.
Oh geez.
I'll say, hey, this doesn't work. I don't know what's wrong
And
with
that's
it.
what's, I don't think it's serious. This is like, this is just got 2 wires on it.
Where was the other end of
Yeah,
this?
exactly. And
Chips
so, I
out,
mean,
they'll send the chips.
Yeah, it's got a little thing.
Yeah, I saw it plugged in one.
Yeah, it's almost like
Where's the other end though?
check the
That's what I'm saying.
documentation on
I
it.
saw the end of it right
Oh,
there.
oh,
It wasn't textured or anything.
I don't have.
Oh.
1200, I don't have.
That's why I'm wondering if it belongs on that round switcher.
It's like, I got a 1200.
There. Let's try the other one, I
So I'll
guess.
try to keep all the major ones, and if I stumble,
Cool.
you know, the 500 of course is special.
It's a
all
2.0 round, so.
first one we had.
Mm-hmm.
But I would think there would be another one of these little gadgets in here
Well,
somewhere.
this is, if I'm right, this is probably checked
Oh,
to some wiring thing.
I got you.
The only other thing he's got is this thing, and I don't know if it, there's a chance it went on this, but I don't see any places for it. Maybe something I'm
But anyway, it
missing.
was on eBay, it was local pickup only in
A
Dallas.
place for a wire
And I bought
soldered
that
on.
old
Ooh,
2500
yeah.
set, everything was $66.
Oh, you know what? Okay, that's a bummer. Yeah, every time I hit go on this thing, it always starts me off as muted. I wonder if there's a setting to undo that. So now the...
I don't know, I had.
Okay, hang on here. I'm
I mean, you can find them pretty
trying to get caught up here.
but,
That's all right. Audio is probably going to be back in like a minute or so.
but still, you
Yeah.
still-
Well, my audio won't come back.
Okay, bummer.
It had,
Because I'm on the phone.
it had
Yeah.
the keyboard, it had all the little sticky symbols.
You know, the stream is frozen.
I mean, it was a big
Well, that's
deal.
weird. I'm watching it on my laptop now, and it seems to have...
Oh, here goes. Got
Yep.
it. It just kicked in.
Cool.
Even though there was no difference in the internal hardware.
Okay, I see Ned right now.
Yep.
It's one of those things where I couldn't.
That's waving at you.
Okay. So, okay. I
think there's about a 30-second delay.
You know, 'cause, if that's not working,
Mhm.
if neither one of the wrong chips is working, so are you getting a gray screen?
Yeah, there's a gray screen in there for sure. Whoops.
Okay. Well, then it's a good possibility that one of two things is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Either A, your Agnes chip is not seated properly or could be bad,
Mm-hmm.
or the CPU itself.
I want to say that he gave me a brand new CPU too, but I'd have to double check with him on that.
Okay, then I would check that they push down on the Agnes chip, make sure it's seated properly.
Yep.
It's deep. It's real deep. That's in there.
And it turns out all three of the 2000s ended up working. That's all the cards in there.
Yeah, and you know, it's possible that maybe if David didn't replace the 68,000, there's a lot of people that have these in surplus, and so that's not hard to find.
And is it kind of crunching when he pushes on it?
No,
Not really.
it's solid.
I think I know the bidding, just,
Is it pretty solid?
Yeah, it's really solid.
Okay.
no, I don't know.
It's like, I've got like 3 or 4 of them.
Press on the other ones for good measure, I guess.
They're all solid.
Getting rid of the
Mhm.
CLs. That's why those AOCs that you buy at Micro Center that I like, they're about 160,
Dude,
170.
I have my, it's my
Strange, huh?
Yeah.
S.
Yeah.
And this is a weird one.
Because they are different 4,000. Sorry.
Have you
Different boxes.
have you checked the Gary chip?
The Gary chip? Let me,
Yeah, turn it on and see if the Gary chip gets hot.
okay.
Which one is the Gary chip?
Remind us which one the Gary chip is. Oh, the Gary chip is right
The
there.
one with the last two digits on the 4-digit number is 19.
Yeah, 5719, there it is. Cool.
Yeah, 5719, that's right.
Yep, so if we just try to see if this one gets hot when we turn it on, I guess that'll be a good sign. You can put that on here, I think, if there's... Cool. Apologies for the shaky camera work. I'm not using the gimbal right now. Okay. How long does it take for the Gary chip to get warm?
So the Gary usually doesn't get weak warm real.
Okay, so the Gary would only get warm if there's a problem.
Yes. That means that chip's bad.
I see.
Yeah, that's what, 6 or 7. No, that's what the other one is.
Well, see-
And I've got,
I'm not seeing the vertical roll on the screen here that we were getting.
I guess
Yeah, you're right.
2000s right now. I got a box 2000 and a box 1084 monitor. They were for sale at Samsung. They were only $500. For the boxes, I have the boxes for these.
Well, actually, the good thing about the big box
Is it not gotten warm by
Yeah,
now?
See, I work from home, and so I have, my
No.
desk is here, and I have.
Okay, if it has gotten warm by now, there's nothing wrong with
monitor here. But then the new AOC monitor that hooks up to the Amiga, I have it up on an arm that's connected to the
Yeah,
board.
great.
And so I can
I'm at a
pull it down
loss.
if I
It's
need
really
to,
hard
or
to
just
tell
leave
when
it
I'm not there.
Yeah, definitely.
4,000 on the keyboard, but it's not
You know, I've
so
worked
bad,
on a
since the
lot of
monitor,
Amiga 2000s.
with
Mhm.
the classified footage
And,
like that. But I just put
I
it-
think
you said there was a wire that was cut or something?
Yeah, there was a jumper wire.
Where's the jumper wire?
The jumper wire was going to the Gary chip, I think. Wasn't it? Yeah.
You would have to look at the previous video, I guess.
Oh, it was going to the Gary chip?
Yes, and the other end
Got spliced.
is broken off, or we don't know where the little clip is that was on it, or whatnot. We don't know where we don't know where the other end went at the moment.
Okay, so that's one of two things. Either A, you got a bad trace that was fixed,
But anyway,
or B, did it have one of those hook things?
Yeah, it's like it hooks into a leg of a dip socket
Yeah.
chip. You know what I mean?
And as I recall, it was hooked up somewhere right in there.
Yeah, several pins in from the end.
The back of the machine, probably 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 pins from the left hand side of the back of the machine.
Okay. Question, can you give me a close-up of the Agnes real quick?
Yeah.
That's happening. That's where I've gotten the majority of my stuff.
So I looked at a couple of extra Amiga 500, GPA 530,
Sidecar hard drive.
Well, right, well, they make the sidecar hard drive, they also make the sidecar 40 millimeter accelerator.
Hey, give me a close-up of the Agnes chip.
And that was like 500.
Okay, it's coming up. It takes about 30 seconds.
I wanted one of each of those. Yeah, so then I can.
Let's see, that's...
There it is.
The Amiga 2000.
Okay, this looks like it's seated in the proper direction.
Now you have to minus one somehow.
The only reason it's happened to the Gary chip
It's got a starter box and.
is to put in one of those mega chips.
Mm-hmm.
You know those 2 mega Agnes chip setups?
Mm-hmm.
I would give it a plastic stand.
So if that was in there
Some kind of flow.
and it was tapped into that, that wire may not go to anything anymore. Oh my Lord, look at that decay.
Yeah, there's a lot there for sure.
He's got this.
Oh, I'll bet you there's a bad trace in there, Steven.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only temporary. Well, in fact, the boxes are stacked on top.
So this
Oh,
might
that
just be,
corroded real bad.
yeah.
As long as
That might just be dead somewhere then, huh?
It might just be a dead board, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the
Oh, that's gonna suck.
I guess they also have too much.
You got
No,
pretty.
was that on the Gary chip? That small socket?
We're not sure. This was just kind of dangling around loose. Let me show you what this was.
For instance,
It is decreasing.
like this is.
The GOMP 3.0. Get out of my face.
It's got a push button control.
Yeah,
So,
I got stacks of them.
oh, yeah, see, so,
What does that say on it? It
it
says,
was so easy to get.
GOMF 3.0. Copyright 1988 Hypertech Silicon Springs Dev Corp. So I think that when Chris was looking this up, he said it has something to do with it's a software and hardware thing
I
for
looked that up, find out what that thing is.
it's for fixing the problems with Workbench 1.3. Apparently, a lot of crashes and just bad software.
No, I have the,
Okay.
I have a photos in my
I can't believe you guys have photos of this.
1988.
Phone. I don't.
Because you can't even consider selling them until you have pictures. of
This
them.
is my,
Oh, that's true.
this is my 500.
Yeah, this baby had a lot of hack jobs done to it.
Silicon Springs Device Corporation.
Version of it, yeah. I mean, there's 1080.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
that
this is
one.
the
That's
1080.
one that was made.
Yeah, but this is more boxy one.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
a 1080.
that one was made by, I believe, was it Cineo? Or it was, because I have a couple of different versions. I have the boxy version of it, and then I have
I knew
that one right
was
there. That one, there's something about it. But you have to be careful about
Also,
This thing plugged in somewhere on this board.
Yeah, I'd imagine it would have
It looks like almost like it was
gone into this one.
So mine is.
too big though. Maybe it was a big chip.
It'd be about the same form
Yes,
factor.
it has an additional letter right
Yeah,
there.
so PS Phillips.
I'm gonna wager that corrosion on the board is what's causing your problem, Steven.
Okay.
I couldn't fix the D1 because slide back was bad.
Got to get all the traces totally in gear then, huh?
And it was arcing
The
over.
little door, you have to be, okay, sometimes what I do
I mean,
is,
you know.
I would, when I pick it up, I'd lean it forward from the back and grab it with my hand, but if you lean it forward, it puts too much pressure on the door and it'll break the little clip on the door. And it's like,
So this is 1942, so this is basically the same shape.
Yeah.
The one I have, right? So we have this.
Well, I haven't seen that one. That one that bad in a long time either.
Basically, mine is basically.
Yeah, they really left it there for a while and didn't do anything with it.
Maker of that case.
Well, it was probably sitting in somebody's garage while it just
I think there's
corroded all
many
over the
different
place.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, Commodore supposedly was outsourced to anyone that wanted stuff for the cheapest.
Yeah, as I understand, it came from a closet.
So, I'm kind of like,
Did you pick this up for free?
Nah, it wasn't free.
Same reason that I have monitors.
I mean, don't let us like. I mean, this is enough, right?
cheap?
This is more for.
Yeah, it was pretty cheap relative to
Okay.
what people ask for
Worst
these.
case scenario, all the custom chips are worth a ton.
Yeah, and I got this keyboard with it too, so the keyboard should be worth some money.
Well, I got a buddy over in Germany that sells unpopulated motherboards. All they got is the RAM on them, and that's it.
Nice.
And you can get one shipped for about $80.
No kidding. All right, nice.
I got an Amiga 500 board from him recently.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I was setting up one for my buddy.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to take a look, see if he's got any Amiga 2000 boards?
Yeah, that'd be useful.
Yeah.
For instance, I'm drawing the.
Because if you can get it into a board for about 80 to $100 shipped,
Mm-hmm.
you'd have yourself a nice 2000.
That's for sure.
And he guarantees them.
Nice. Well, that would be exciting. Yeah, we can move all this stuff out of here and get rid of a corroded board.
Yeah, well that's a bummer. That board got hit that hard.
Yeah, it's pretty sad for sure.
Yeah. The tolerance is on the power supply though, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I know this sounds weird, but it's about 10.5 volts to 12.2.
Uh-huh.
And on the 5 volt line, you just can't fall below 4.4.
Okay.
That's one of
So they give a lot of tolerance on these then.
Yeah,
Well, that's good.
especially on the 12 volt line. The 12 volt line you can fudge on a lot.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I don't like it when people drill out the side of the A500.
All right, who's getting hot? I smell some plastic getting hot, it seems like.
Yeah.
I don't mind you taking the drive out and put something there, but leave it so you can put it back
Yeah.
into the original floor.
Nothing seems ridiculous on the board.
And it's like, every once in a while there's like.
I wonder if it's something in the power supply.
Steve was real big about doing the Let's Play,
Those power supplies are built like a brick house.
So they really shouldn't be doing anything either.
Yeah, I mean, chances of them going bad.
Mhm.
Some things might be for,
I don't know, just caught a whiff of some plastic somewhere and, you know, who knows? Maybe that was just a fluke.
Well, you are in a makerspace.
Yeah, it could be somebody laser cutting something.
what it was like back then.
Cool. Alrighty, well, I think I'm going to cut it out here.
Okay, well, yeah, I'll go ahead and hang up and tell Ned thanks for using the phone.
Totally.
You're very welcome.
Thanks a lot, Ned. I appreciate it, bud.
Okay. Hope to
Definitely,
see you
thanks for
next
joining
month.
us.
All right, will do, man.
Take care. Cool. I guess with that, we'll probably wrap up the stream
Yes,
too.
I need to be running along,
With
so
the new model.
I'll see y'all next
The
month.
same thing happens with Amiga right now because I think
Cool. See you around.
attempts to do the custom chips as well.
So until next month, this is the Texas Nerd House. We'll see you next time. Adios.
Thanks for coming out. It's kind of